Have you ever wanted to start a conversation, but didn't? Maybe you saw someone who looked friendly. Maybe you wanted to ask a question. Maybe you wanted to practice your English, but instead, you stayed silent. Then, a few minutes later, you thought, I should have said something. If this has happened to you, you're not alone. Many English learners believe their biggest problem is grammar. Others think it's vocabulary. But for many people, the real problem is shyness. Not because they don't know English, but because they're afraid to use it. Today, we're going to talk about why shyness feels so powerful and how you can slowly become more comfortable speaking English. Let's begin. First, let's understand something important. Being shy is not the same as being weak. Some of the kindest, smartest, and most successful people in the world are naturally shy. Shyness simply means you feel nervous in certain social situations. It doesn't mean you're incapable. It doesn't mean you'll never become confident. In fact, many confident speakers were once very shy. The difference is that they didn't let shyness decide what they could or couldn't do. Imagine standing at the edge of a swimming pool. The water looks cold. You hesitate. Your mind starts creating excuses. What if it's too cold? What if I don't enjoy it? What if everyone is watching me? But once you finally step into the water, you realize it wasn't as bad as you imagined. Shyness often works the same way. The fear before speaking is usually much bigger than the conversation itself. Here's another interesting fact. Most people are thinking about themselves, not about you. Imagine you're walking into a room. You might think, everyone is looking at me. But everyone else is usually thinking, how do I look? What should I say? I hope I don't make a mistake. They're focused on their own thoughts, not yours. This is something many shy people forget. You are not the center of everyone else's attention. People are much kinder than we often imagine. Now let's talk about English. Many learners stay silent because they believe every sentence has to be perfect. Let's imagine two people. The first person says, hello. My English isn't perfect, but I'd like to practice. The second person says nothing at all. Who will improve faster? Obviously, the first person. Not because their English is better, but because they're using it. Remember this. Every conversation is practice. Every question is practice. Every answer is practice. You don't become confident before speaking. You become confident by speaking. Let's imagine you're meeting someone new. Do you need a long conversation? Not at all. Sometimes confidence begins with very small moments. A smile, a simple greeting, a friendly question. Small conversations have a special name. They're called small talk. Some learners think small talk is unimportant. Actually, it's one of the best ways to become comfortable speaking English. Simple questions like, how's your day going? Is this seat taken? What time is it? Do you come here often? These aren't difficult conversations, but they teach your brain something very important. They teach your brain that speaking English is normal, not something to fear. Another reason people feel shy is because they imagine the worst possible outcome. What if I forget a word? What if they laugh? What if they don't understand me? Let's ask a different question. What if they smile? What if they help you? What if you make a new friend? What if that one conversation becomes the reason your English improves? Your imagination can work for you or against you. Choose the possibilities that help you grow. Here's another habit that can quietly increase confidence. Stop trying to impress people. Instead, try to connect with people. There's a big difference. When your goal is to impress, you worry about perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation, perfect vocabulary. When your goal is connection, you focus on understanding and being understood. That's what language is for. Connection, not perfection. Let's talk about mistakes. Suppose you're talking to someone in English. You accidentally use the wrong verb. The other person understands what you mean. The conversation continues. Was that really a disaster? Of course not. The conversation was successful. Many learners believe one mistake ruins everything. In reality, most conversations continue without any problem. People are much more interested in your ideas than your grammar. Here's something to remember. Confidence grows outside your comfort zone. Imagine a small circle. Inside the circle, everything feels safe. You already know what to expect. Outside the circle, things feel uncertain. That's where learning happens. Every time you say one sentence you were afraid to say, your comfort zone becomes a little bigger. One sentence, then another, then another. Eventually, conversations that once felt impossible become normal. Another helpful idea is to stop worrying about sounding impressive. Simple English is powerful English. Native speakers use simple sentences every day. You don't need advanced vocabulary to have meaningful conversations. Sometimes the simplest sentence is the strongest one. I understand. I agree. I don't know. Could you explain that? I'm happy to be here. These sentences are easy, useful, natural, and they build confidence. Let's imagine two learners. One waits until they know 5,000 words before speaking. The other begins speaking with the 500 words they already know. Who becomes fluent first? Usually, the second learner. Because fluency grows through use, not through waiting. As your confidence grows, you'll naturally learn more vocabulary, longer sentences, more expressions. Everything builds step by step. Here's one final idea. Don't think of yourself as a shy English learner. Think of yourself as someone who is becoming more confident every day. Those two identities are very different. One keeps you stuck. The other moves you forward. Your brain listens carefully to the labels you give yourself. Choose labels that help you grow. So the next time you have the chance to speak English, don't ask yourself, what if I make a mistake? Ask yourself, what if this conversation helps me improve? Because every confident speaker started exactly where you are now. Feeling nervous, feeling unsure, feeling shy. The difference is that they spoke anyway, not because fear disappeared, but because they decided that learning was more important than fear. And you can make the same decision. One greeting, one question, one conversation at a time. Little by little, your confidence will grow. Your fear will become smaller. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the person who was once too shy to speak English has become someone who speaks with confidence, kindness, and courage. So don't wait for confidence to arrive. Take the first step. Say hello. Start the conversation. And let your English grow with every word you speak.